Well, the goal for today is I need a slab right here, and the heat pump is going to sit right here in the middle of the slab. I want the slab basically to go from this corner to that corner, and this clean out will be encapsulated into the slab. So I can't just pour a slab here, I got to build a wall too. That went a lot faster than I thought it would. So basically now I'll have a 2x4 that sits on top of that and rides over to here, and then another 2x4 to there, and that'll be the form. And I'll probably dig that out a little bit and sit that block in there as to kind of hold back the dirt. And then I'll let this sit for a couple days, harden up good, and then I'll very gingerly backfill this up. we'll throw in 2 pieces. Stuff's been curing for a day or 2 now. Not the prettiest cinder block ever laid, that's for sure. But it'll all be hidden. So as long as it serves its purpose, then it doesn't matter what it looks like. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I probably should. But kind of where I'm shoveling the dirt, there's going to be a retaining wall. So all this, the side wall here that I'm throwing dirt against will all get buried. So I'm just kind of filling it up and keeping the concrete from running out. I'm calling this done and ready for concrete. Up there, I just put in some bolts and some extra braces on that form. And you can see on the garage, if you can see those holes on the corners, I just gotta cover them and keep the cement from running out. So I got a bunch of holes to fill. You can see them in the doorway there too, and all 4 corners pretty much. And the doorways, so I gotta fill those or put some boards up. I don't know, something. And then I gotta put up a little bit of form on this side of the barn, and I've already got the forms on the other side for a concrete skirt that will go around the back side. And that'll be the extent of what I pour this time. So I'll pour the back side of the pole barn, this wall, and that slab, and that little footing right there. So that'll be a busy day, but that way I won't have too much flat work to worry about. I'll have about 200 square feet there, and then this one. So not too bad. A good day. Just got to clean up. Didn't take too long, but I got most of my holes. I still got this door to do and that hole. But yeah, got the corners all good. So, and then I just still need to brace this off. It'll just take 5 minutes. And I'm waiting just on this. I'm going to shoot the laser and just make sure that I can't add another row of block. But if I can't, then I'll just put the blocks in to keep the concrete in, and then I'll be ready. I'm back here behind the pole barn, and when I go to pour the cement and fill the forms, I'm also going to fill this form too. Since I'm having the pump truck out, I'll be able to have them just come right over the top here. And so I've got to clean these leaves out. All right. So I just got to check that board and add one more 2x4 here. Stake it off and level it. This will be my stopping point. I screwed on a little 1x2, so that'll help, you know, when I pull this board off, that'll leave a little void in there. So when I pour this against this, it'll go into this void and lock into this slab, hopefully. Okay, so I got all these in every 5 feet or so. It should be plenty of rebar for this slab. It's basically just a sidewalk. And then this. So today I have the concrete coming, so I just gotta button up a few things. Anyway, so what I have to do today is brace this off. There's a door, the doorway there. I'm gonna add some formwork because I'm actually gonna pour some concrete basically up to the bottom or up to the top of that next block. And then I have to fill the holes in between the doors.
Where'd it go? How's that thing working?
Wonderfully.
Nice. for your help.
Take you on the tour of the concrete I poured yesterday. So we'll see what it looks like when I pump this off. See how many voids are left. You can see I didn't quite fill up this, but we'll see what I end up doing with this. So it's nice and level. I got it pretty much right where I wanted. So here's this guy. Definitely not perfect. That guy's nice and full. We'll see if I can get the form out. And we'll see if I can get the forms out of this one too. Got a little buried in there. We'll see. I'll let it harden up real good so I don't hurt the concrete at all. This part looks beautiful. Christy did a lovely job. And laid a piece of wood there. A shim. These walls are solid now. There's this guy. You see, this is the one part we couldn't quite get to in time. But otherwise, that's looking really nice. Whoa. I guess I will have to pressure wash this. That real fine dust. Hey. Oops, and I gotta pressure wash that. Forgot that part. So the pressure washer took the splatter off really well everywhere except for the door. So I probably gotta repaint the door, but that's okay because I got another door inside that needs painting, and it's the same paint. So, but it started to take off the paint rather than the splatter. So, yeah, lesson learned on that one. Next time, I definitely will just put up plastic to prevent splatter. But for the most part on the wood, it came right off. I could just see there's several spots I missed. But so here it is. Looks pretty good. There's a few things I screwed up on. On the other slab over there, I had gone along the whole edge first, and with my trowel, and kind of created the level at which evened it all out, made it all level. And then I came back and screed it off the board in that level I created, and that got it perfect. Well, when I went to do that over here, the pump operator suggested just going straight to the tamper to save myself a step, since it's just me. And I was right as I was about to screed the thing, and I was like, screw it, I just tamped it, and I thought it was decent, but it would have been okay if I had had a little more mud in here, but I was a little bit light in the middle, and so creates a little bit of a puddle right down the center. But I think to remedy that, I'm just going to cut lines. I need to cut crack lines anyways, but I'll just make sure my lines fall right in the center of these puddles. So one there and one there, and then that should just allow the water to drain right out, because otherwise it drains away from the house really well. There's like a little low spot right in this area that it's a bummer, but it shouldn't cause too much problems. Those cracks should be able to drain the water easily, and as long as you keep the cracks clear, then it should the water shouldn't be able to collect, but we'll see. If I have to grind out a little bit of like a swale straight out of each one, then that's what I'll do. But lesson learned: always screed to make sure, because if I had just screeded it, then I would have noticed that it was low in the middle, and I would have had him add, I would have added another squirt down the middle. Yeah, so first time using a bowl float, and this thing worked great. Except for, me not noticing that there was low in the middle. Maybe that was part of the problem too. I was too busy focusing on trying to use this thing that I didn't really look at the cement. Anyways, you can see how the water beads up on this wall still. That stain that we used is pretty good. You could probably see this, there's like stripes almost. And I think that's because I was both pushing and pulling. So like push and then pull and then push and pull. Yeah, bad idea. You can totally see it. So I think all in one direction is the key. One other thing, I was gonna set anchor bolts, but by the time I got back over here, it was pretty set up, and I could have gotten them in, but they would have just, they don't sit as well, and the voids don't fill back in as well, and try to force them in. So I'm just gonna rotor hammer the bolts in later when I go to frame this in. This might be better this way, so I can run my waterproofing right up and over without having to go around any bolts. But Christy did a wonderful job leveling this off. I couldn't have done it without her, that's for sure. And Avi was Mr. Patient. The two concrete drivers were awesome. The pump driver or pump operator, I can't talk. But those concrete guys are awesome. If I had just screeded it and not, he was just trying to help out, so it's not his fault. I should have just screeded it anyways. Or if I would have just noticed that it was low, but that's how it goes. But I'm glad it happened over there and not out here. I'm just curious to see how my deck kind of lines up to this. I hope this is decent. I probably should have spent a little more time making sure that this was perfect. I'm going to leave these forms on for another day or two. And then I'll come strip them all off and hopefully get most of my materials back. And then you'll use them over on the sawmill and get that all ready and formed up. So, a lot of work to do. Yesterday was took a lot out of me. Took a lot out of Christy too. It's a lot. Concrete is a lot of work. So I'm gonna squirt some more water on these real quick, and then go back and play with the backhoe.